Jim Johnston is officially leaving the WWE after 32 years of being with the company. This iconic man is no longer going to be employed. Now, what I thought I should do is honor this man and all of the work that he has done over the years. I think he's got one of the great sounds of professional wrestling. There's a few of them, with him and Jimmy Hart being at the top of the list. But Jim Johnston has created some of the most iconic professional wrestling themes of all time. Whether it's composing, producing, or just writing, Jim Johnston has created a sound that everybody knows. Today, we're going to look at the 10 best Jim Johnston created themes of all time. In at number 10, we have Vince McMahon's theme song, Mr. McMahon, No Chance in Hell. This song is super iconic at a time when Vince McMahon was the top bad guy in the company. He was saying that there's no chance in hell that Stone Cold Steve Austin was going to be the WWE champion. And that was true. Now today, this song still rings true for the boss of the company. From the moment you hear No Chance in Hell, you know that Mr. McMahon is coming out and he's going to raise some hell. Randy Orton's theme song is very, very, very awesome. It works perfect for his character, and when he hears voices in his head, you know that things are going to go down. This was wrote and composed by Jim Johnston and played by Rev Theory. Now, I think this one, again, sums up Randy Orton's character perfectly, and that's why I have to put it in as number 9 on the list. Again, this fits Randy Orton to a T, and when you hear this song, you know that things are going to go down.
I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got jewels in your religion.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Brock Lesnar's theme song fits in the category of songs that once you hear it, you know it gets stuck in your head, and here comes the pain. Brock Lesnar's number 8 on the list, and he is very iconic, and I have to say, probably one of my favorites of all time, created by Jim Johnston. There's few people who have used the same theme song or a version of that theme song for their entire career, and Chris Jericho is one of those. I will say that Chris Jericho's iconic theme by Jim Johnston has to be top on the list because it is just that. It is iconic. When you hear that song, you think of the debut of Chris Jericho, the countdown. The Millennium Clock was counting down, and to this day, he still used that countdown clock, and it was iconic for the character of Chris Jericho. I couldn't think of anybody else on the list that has that one song that you hear and you instantly go, all right, that is him. And you always think of that with Chris Jericho and his WWE theme song. This is a song that transcends even professional wrestling, and that is Shane McMahon's Here Comes the Money. I've seen it in numerous YouTube videos that aren't even about professional wrestling. They just use this song to be a little gag. Here comes the money! Yeah! Here comes the money. And I think that song is perfect for Shane McMahon. Him coming out and dancing. Just the whole thing creates this entire character that is Shane McMahon. No longer is he under the shadow of Vince McMahon. When he comes out to this song, he is truly the money, Shane McMahon.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking don't matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling, patent pockets. We take the dollar, dollar, can a damn soul stop it?
And at number 5, we have The Ultimate Warrior, and this song definitely fits the character of The Ultimate Warrior because the moment you hear this song, you know The Ultimate Warrior is going to run down the ring and raise havoc. Back at the time when he was using this song, it was a lot different than a lot of the songs going on at the time. And the reason being is because of that. He sprinted down to the ring, and this fit in perfectly. Dun, 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 dun. And you hear that, and you just think, The Ultimate Warrior is about to wreak havoc. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? If you smell what The Rock is cooking. There are very few theme songs sung by the wrestlers themselves that I actually really like. And The Rock's fits perfectly. I don't know what it is about The Rock's theme song. It's morphed over the years. There's so many different versions of it, but it's always stayed the same, if you know what I'm saying. The Rock's theme always has this voice saying, The Rock says, The Rock says, if you smell what The Rock is cooking. And just when you hear that, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, you knew that catchphrase was so iconic that his theme song was hitting and he was coming out here. The Rock's theme is probably one of the top of all time in professional wrestling, and it still fits his character. Even after all these years and all the morphing that The Rock has gone through, you still think of this theme song.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
The Glass Break. Stone Cold Steve Austin's in at number 3 as top Jim Johnston theme songs, and also one of my favorite of all time. The moment you hear the glass break, you know hell is going to break loose, and Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to walk out there and kick ass. Da 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 da. Again, a badass theme song for a badass wrestler, and again, like I said, it's that iconic glass break that made it what it is. You think you can tell us what to do? DX, break it down. Again, this song goes back to my childhood because D-Generation X was always the cool anti-authority figure who it was so cool to think about them and what they were doing at the time and how they were so revolutionary. DX definitely fits as my number 2 on the list today because it's just such a cool song. The guys that used the song were so cool. And yeah, it's Shawn Michaels, one of my favorites of all time. Triple H is awesome. Then even Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and X-Pac in China. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that.
Are you ready? Hey, think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow bow to the masters. Break it down. They generate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do.
And at number 1, we have The Brood. That's right, The Brood. If you ever had a wine glass, fill it up with red Kool-Aid, and walk around with your arms up holding the wine glass, well, that was my entire childhood. I always loved pretending I was a part of The Brood. And this song was just so awesome. It is just such a badass song. It's got to be number 1. It has to be number 1. Now, The Brood probably won't go down as one of the greatest factions of all time, but I will say this song is going to live on forever. Without further ado, let's just take a listen. All right, guys, that's my list again for the top 10 Jim Johnston theme songs. We had Vince McMahon, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Chris Jericho, Shane McMahon, Ultimate Warrior, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, D-Generation X, and The Brood. Is there anything I left out on my list or anything you think should be higher on the list? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this, make sure you smash that like button, and we'll see you in another video.